now we're live. So the video is going.
That doesn't mean you have to stop, like we're not starting the show yet.
The show is not starting yet.
You can still talk amongst yourselves.
But the show will begin in about 4 minutes, 3 minutes.
Make your promises.
Doesn't it look like the weapons are blue?
2 minutes to showtime.
Absolutely would be. That's fine.
How many times did you guys practice? 2.5?
Two and a
Earlier
half?
today, yeah.
2.5.
Let's practice.
Are you doubting?
No, I just know that one time, so I was sitting here watching you guys, I'm like,
Probably less than we should have.
Right before everybody walked in was the half.
That was the half.
That was the worst one over a couple.
We forgot a chord.
And
so we
somebody
had to-
was missing each full practice.
Yeah.
Yes, we did not have full practice with all of us.
You are looking at it.
Yeah, this is it.
All right.
One minute.
Thanks for that.
Dun, dun,
It's
dun. Dun,
ominous.
yield the pressure.
That's me, isn't it? In 1 minute, it's me.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, 1 minute.
We're good. Everybody got their phone silenced? No.
Seconds to ID.
Just smack me when I'm supposed to start talking.
Yeah.
Okay. If you can reach that far.
I'll give you a 5 count or so.
Throw the hammer.
Yeah.
I'll try to grab it.
Okay, the sync. There goes the ID in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Oh wait. Gene, where do I hit to get online? For the coverage now. That's not a sports thing. I'll turn the board on.
Just commands.
Okay.
Good afternoon and welcome to our live radio drama. A huge thank you to our wonderful sponsors. Without you, we'd just be a group of people talking loudly in a room. Please enjoy the show, laugh freely, but do remember to remain seated because we are very much live on the air and on video, and nobody wants to go viral for all the wrong reasons. Finally, a heartfelt thank you to the Nebraska Rural Radio Association for bravely indulging my increasingly questionable ideas. Now settle in, history is about to get dramatically less accurate. We bring to you...
These are the grains of our lives.
I played John Spencer Anderson, who is the patriarch of the first white family to permanently settle in all of York County. John and his family set up their homestead here in 1865. They ended up having 18 children total. He was a family man, a hard worker, and also helped a bunch of other families get established in the area. For this drama, we've turned him into a gruff frontier farmer, the kind of man who could feud with a fence post and win. You'll hear him interrupt the meeting repeatedly and remind everyone, often and loudly, the rules shouldn't apply to him because he was here first.
I play Mary Catherine Kate Hopper, born in Ohio in 1836. She and her husband moved to York County in 1871. She was a tireless homesteader of York County. In her day, she was always baking, cleaning, sewing, gardening, and keeping her household running. Tonight, she hosts the meeting. But don't expect her to sit still. She's chopping, peeling, bustling the whole time. Ask for an opinion, and she'll answer with a recipe, or what she thought about the last topic, even if everyone's already moved on.
I played Charlotte Rawson Harrison. She was born in New York in 1834 and married Reverend C.S. Harrison in 1859. They moved to Auberville in the 1870s to help establish it as a town. For those of you that haven't heard of the good Reverend, he was obsessed with trees, so much so that he planted hundreds all over Auberville, which then inspired its name. For this drama, you're going to get an over-the-top version of what a Reverend's wife could have sounded like. Expect a lot of aggressive note-taking, gasping anytime Anderson swears, and an impressive amount of church humor, all delivered with the energy of someone who's one hymn away from snapping a hymnal in half.
And I play Dr. Severus V. Moore, a doctor from Illinois who moved to the York area in 1869. He originally planned to retire upon moving here, but he was persuaded by his neighbors to keep up his practice. He saved the lives of several people, oftentimes without being paid. He was really considered a true hero. For this drama, he's the resident peacekeeper, maybe a little clumsy at times, tripping over himself to make sure everybody's happy. He also has the unfortunate habit of diagnosing absolutely everything like it's a medical emergency, which makes for quite the entertaining conversation.
And I play John Webb, a Civil War veteran who served with Company E of the 11th Iowa Volunteer Infantry. He was instrumental in the Union victory at the Battle of Shiloh and even took part in Sherman's march to the sea. After the war, he moved to Nebraska in 1871, where he proceeded to hold more jobs than should be legal. He operated the first hotel in town, served as the Justice of the Peace, and was the postmaster for 20 years. He was also a commander for the Grand Army of the Republic. If there was a hat to wear, he wore it. For this drama, he brings all that authority and then some, straight into the SHOA meeting. He runs it with full battlefield energy and operates under the assumption that he is in charge, no matter what anyone else thinks.
Next up on Cool Radio is the premiere of These Are the Grains of Our Lives, Season 1, Episode 1, Sod and Sensibility. This episode is brought to you by York General, Chances Are, Kimbrough Farms, Cornerstone Bank, Cornerstone Insurance, York University, Kilgore Memorial Library, York Parks and Recreation, York Chamber of Commerce, Cool Radio, and the Anna Bemis Palmer Museum.
And winds out of the west tonight at 15 to 20.
Scoops of butter, unless your cow's on strike again, in which case...
Brothers and sisters, we pray the Lord will churn for us. And remember what Jesus told Judas. Beware the man who borrows your plow and returns with...
Your ex-wife, I knew it! You said you were over her and I believed you. Well, she better watch out or I'll hit her with my...
Brand new car! That's right, folks. It's still shiny and comes with a year's supply of forgiveness, which we can all use after last week's potluck casserole incident.
You're tuned in to Cool Radio, where everything else just sounds like static. We're broadcasting live from the middle of nowhere, and we're proud of it. The Anna Bemis Palmer Museum and Nebraska Radio Association now present to you the premiere of These Are the Grains of Our Lives. We open in the parlor of Kate Hopper's Sod House, where the newly formed SHOA, that is Sod Homeowners Association, are set to meet officially for the first time. The sod's thick, the jokes are thin, and we're digging in. Here's Act 1 of These Are the Grains of Our Lives. Episode 1, Sod and Sensibility. Act 1. No one agrees on what the SHOA stands for.
All right, citizens and settlers, the inaugural meeting of the SHOA will now come to order. Fall in. Let's all sit down.
Mercy me, I can't sit yet, dear. The biscuits aren't finished, and the floors looks like it's seen a stampede.
Mrs. Hopper, your biscuits are not on my agenda.
Neither was dust, but here we are.
Mrs. Hopper, would you cease fire on those biscuits? And for the love of all things prairie, stand down that room. This is a meeting, not a frontier floor show.
Fine, I'll sit down. But if someone doesn't peel those potatoes before the next vote, we may all die.
Now, here, I say, I don't believe in this SHOA nonsense. Why would I listen to some soil hoarders of America about how to raise my crops or arrange my cattle? I was here first!
Now, John, let's not let our tempers boil over. We're all neighbors here.
Yeah, well, I'd rather be unneighbored if possible.
I'll just jot that down in the meeting minutes. Brother Anderson expresses his resistance to fellowship.
Mrs. Harrison, these are all meeting minutes, not a sermon.
Anything sounds holy if you underline it twice.
Order, order. Let's get back to focus, people. We're here to discuss the SHOA.
Well, as you know, I'm here for my husband, the great Reverend C.S. Harrison. Mind you, he's too busy to sit down for small meetings like these. Why, he's out there saving souls and saplings. But I'm sure that he would suggest that SHOA stands for Surely Heaven Observes All.
It looks more to me like Shirley hungry on arrival. I'll just go finish those biscuits.
Mrs. Hopper, plant your posterior and prepare for proceedings. That's an order.
Sanctioned a house of aggravation, if you ask me.
It's Sod Homeowners Association, and we're here to bring order to this prairie.
Order? You can't order wind. You can't order weather. And you sure can't order me.
It might be should hold on to anything if that wind keeps up. Mrs. Hopper, did you by chance leave a window open?
Oh heavens, there goes my gravy.
And so falls another idol before the Lord.
Mrs. Hopper, will you just sit down?
Hold your horses, Commander. I need to clean this up. And besides, dinner's almost ready. I thought it might be nice to break bread together. Before we break each other's spirits.
What was that?
Oh, nothing. I'm just checking on my pies.
Well, if this meeting ends in pie, I might start respecting it.
See, Anderson isn't angry. He's just iron deficient.
I'll add that to the minutes. Peace achieved by pastry.
See, nothing brings people together like pie.
Moo.
Unless it's trespassing livestock. Wait a minute, those are my cows. How did they get past my fence?
About that fence. I may have taken it down. Did I mention that it was 6 inches onto my land?
Says who?
Says my survey.
What gives you the right to do a survey or take down my fence?
It's called civic responsibility.
It's called trespassing with paperwork. And you're wrong. I've been working that land since the well froze in 71.
And you miss the same patch every year.
Moo.
There's a cow in my parlor.
Consider it a blessing. Most folks only get doves.
I took the liberty of relocating your spare lumber and marking where our properties actually meet. I'd be happy to help you resurrect it in the proper place.
Oh, sure. And next you'll be alphabetizing my hay bales.
Let's all take a deep breath. I have some laudanum if that'll help.
No time for drugs, Doc. We got to get those cows back behind the fence before the storm takes off, or I'll be chasing heifers to Hebron.
Teamwork, people. We'll corral them faster than you can say sterile gauze shortage.
And as the cows make their bid for freedom, the meeting of the Sod Homeowner, seemingly hysterical owners association, reached a new level of chaos. Stay tuned for more neighborly nonsense after this brief message from our proud Prairie partners.
Folks, when you're feeling more worn down than a wagon wheel on Washboard Road, come to York General, the region's trusted choice for care. Here at York General, our focus is you. Unless you brought a cow into the waiting room again, then our focus is divided. From sprains to strains to Uncle Merle was sure he could ride that hog. York General provides a full continuum of care close to home, though they advise letting the hog choose its own hobbies. York General committed to providing accessible care, no matter how creatively you got hurt.
Looking for a meal that won't empty your pockets faster than Uncle Merle finishes his third plate at Thanksgiving? Then mosey on over to Chances Are restaurant, where the meals are affordable, the portions are hearty, and everything is made fresh from scratch. When they first went to the bank for a loan, they told them straight, chances are we'll make it, or chances are we won't. And lucky for our taste buds, they made it. It's the place where friends, family, and flavor come together, sometimes in that order, sometimes all at once. But usually around a plate of warm rolls you definitely didn't mean to eat 10 of. Yet here we are. Need a meal on the prairie, a picnic in a pasture, a full spread in a barn loft? Chances Are offers catering anytime, anywhere, within reason. Please stop requesting service on horseback. Chances Are restaurant, affordable, homemade, and always worth taking a chance on.
Back in the days when folks carried their savings in a boot heel or buried it under the good potato patch, First National Bank arrived to offer something revolutionary, a place where your gold dust stayed put. Now known as Cornerstone Bank, they know a thing or two about making sure your savings don't wander off like a bored mule in springtime. Need a loan? Ask us first. Need a place to tuck your paycheck? Ask us first. Need a trust department that will manage your assets more responsibly than Uncle Merle manages Saturday plans? Ask us first. Cornerstone Bank helps you bank on a solid foundation. Cornerstone Bank. Solid, dependable, and proud to support a community where even Uncle Merle has a savings account. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Cool Radio, where the commercials may end, but the drama never does. Let's check in with Todd for the weather before Act 2 blows in. Literally.
Today's outlook, fair skies for now, but there's a storm coming in, meaner than a mother-in-law at Sunday dinner. If it hits like last week's, we'll all be living in Kansas by morning.
Thanks, Todd. Better get back to it.
You're tuned in to Cool Radio with help from the Bemis Palmer Museum. We're proudly broadcasting from the only sod house with halfway decent reception and a slightly judgmental cow out back. Moo. Let's move on to Act 2 of
These Are the Grains of Our Lives.
Act 2, Operation Moo.
Moo. There they go! That's my best milk cow making a break for Kansas!
Moo. Anderson, you better retrieve those deserters before they invade my territory. That's a direct order.
You're the one that let them loose in the first place.
Now, gentlemen, we can fix the fence and the friendship before the rain hits. Let's just take a chance to breathe. Inhale, patience, exhale, whatever that smell is.
Yeah, let us breathe, as the Lord once breathed life into Adam. Though with this crowd, he might reconsider.
Reconsideration denied, Mrs. Harrison. I've got cows breaching the border and a storm flanking from the west. All hands, move out!
Would pie help? I made 3 kinds: apple, peach, and banana cream. I wasn't sure what the crisis called for.
Now is not the time for carbohydrates, Mr. Anderson. Oops, Mrs. Hopper.
Now is always the time for carbohydrates, Mr. Anderson.
All right, troops. Operation Moo is a go. Secure the herd. Fortify the fence. And Mrs. Hopper, would you put down that pie plate?
Put it down and leave this perfectly good wedge unguarded? That's how wars start.
Quickly! We're losing ground in Sector B.
You mean my azaleas?
Affirmative! I'm reclassifying them as collateral foliage. All right. Shift the fence 6 inches back onto Anderson's property. And somebody get Bessie before she annexes the garden.
I'm trying. She's got a head start and I'm up to mud in my knees.
Maybe if I offer a slice of pie, she'll cooperate. Strategic diplomacy, I call it.
No, Mrs. Hopper. We need your hands on a rope, not pastry diplomacy.
I'm making a note. Diplomacy has fled the premises, replaced by confectionery strategy and bovine insurrection.
Maybe not everything needs to be written down.
I record, therefore I judge. I'll note that divine intervention may be required to enforce the bylaws today.
Mrs. Harrison, put down your notebook and hold up that post. We need to keep the post vertical, people. Mrs. Hopper, stand down that dessert. You're fraternizing with the enemy. This is a rescue mission, not a buffet.
Well, at least the cows appreciate fine pie.
Wait, they're following you. Give them more pie. It's working.
Of course it's working. I knew my pastry strategy would save the day. Bessie, here's a slice for you. Banana cream, of course. I know you're a lady of refined palate and excellent judgment. What about you, old buttercup? You look like an apple kind of gal. All right. There's plenty for everyone. Follow me, ladies.
No.
Dr. Moore, I believe that post is supposed to be vertical. You've got it leaned so far over, I'm half convinced it's begging for forgiveness.
Quit gawking. The cows are in, but the fence isn't. Grab a post like it owes you money.
You'd be the first to feud with a fence post, Anderson.
Well, at least the post can't talk back, unlike certain people here.
All right, people. I see storm clouds marching this way. Let's push through the meeting before the winds get ambitious and rearrange our fences for us.
Better start from the beginning. I stopped paying attention after you took biscuits off the agenda.
Well, we still haven't decided what SHOA stands for, but so far it seems to involve fence setbacks, property lines, and neighborly respect.
Speaking of respect, it is of great disrespect to mow your sod house roof with the grains running east to west. Surely anyone has done this has never consulted the Almighty on proper turf alignment. I'm talking to you, Anderson.
Dadgummit, I'll mow whatever direction I please, Mrs. Reverend.
Language, Brother Anderson. I'm noting that word for the record. For the record, Anderson.
If we're shouting demands, I wanted included in the bylaws that all manure must be deposited at least 20 paces from my mailbox. I'm tired of waking up to the smell of that overpowering aroma.
If I could bottle up the tension in this group, I'd have enough pressure to run Let's Windmill and power the entire county.
Speaking of that blasted windmill.
Language! That's your second expletive this hour. I'm recording it under fence-related grievances, subcategory windmill-induced indignations.
That windmill is so strong it blew one of my cows into the next township.
It flings dust into my kitchen every time the wind shifts.
I do hate to complain, but it sounds like a coyote with bronchitis.
I can't sleep through that racket.
The Lord moves in mysterious ways, but even he doesn't make that much noise.
That windmill is a symbol of progress. Order. Civilization. Why, without it, we'd be pumping water by hand like a pack of pioneers. And if a few cows go airborne, that's just proof it's working efficiently.
If that's progress, I'll stick with the past.
Blessed are the patient, for they shall not be struck by wayward livestock. Even Job had storms, but I'm pretty sure he never lost a cow to a windmill.
Look at that. Posts upright, cows contained, everyone's still breathing. I'd say it's a medical miracle.
Sounds like it's time for coffee and complaining indoors.
If that means getting out of this mud, I'll agree to anything short of common sense.
Let's reconvene before the next stampede, natural or otherwise.
Affirmative. Now that the hostile occupants are apprehended, let's head back to headquarters, people. The SHOA will not be defeated by desert or livestock.
And lo, the prodigals returned, some wetter, some wiser.
They thought the cows were the problem, and they were wrong. Operation Moo may be complete, but the battle of the bylaws is about to begin. And now a word from our sponsors.
Howell and the livestock occasionally wander off. You want insurance that won't tip over like a cider barrel at the Harvest Festival, providing insurance on a solid foundation for folks in town and the surrounding prairie for more years than anyone can properly count. Whether it's your sod house, your farm, your livestock, or even Uncle Merle's ingenious contraptions, Cornerstone Insurance has been here to help you protect things you hold dear. Their long-standing commitment to the community of York means they know what life is like in the windswept plains and how to cover it. So don't leave your belongings to chance, like Uncle Merle trying to herd his chickens with a trombone solo. Put your trust in Cornerstone Insurance, where your coverage is as solid as the bedrock beneath the prairie sod. Cornerstone Insurance, protecting York, its folks, and occasionally Uncle Merle's misadventures for generations.
Way back when our town had more sod huts than street lamps, a group from the United Brethren Church founded York College, a place for Christian education, moral development, and training for service. Through fire, change, and a little divine providence, it became York University. Here, young minds are transformed through Christ-centered education, learning reading, writing, arithmetic, and the finer points of living a virtuous life. Students are taught to serve their community, honor their neighbors, and sometimes gently redirect Uncle Merle when he tries to baptize the family pig. For generations, York University has been at the heart of our town, shaping leaders, inspiring service, and nurturing faith. York University, transforming lives through Christ-centered education, then, now, and for generations to come.
Back when the town's only streetlight was a lantern on a post, and the biggest scandal involved was a runaway pig showing up at the mayor's dinner, the York Ladies of the Library Association knew knowledge needed a proper home. Thanks to the generosity of two families who funded entirely new buildings, the Kilgore Memorial Library now rises above the ordinary, offering books, study materials, and engaging opportunities for the whole community to thrive. Here, you can recall yesterday, inform today, and inspire tomorrow. Whether you're brushing up on knowledge, discovering ideas, or stopping Uncle Merle from using the biography section as kindling. Kilgore Memorial Library. Discover the past, engage with today, and keep history intact for tomorrow.
You're listening to Cool Radio. Let's check that mailbag before jumping into Act 3. Abby, what are our listeners concerned about this week?
One listener writes, Dear Cool Radio, how does one prevent the kerosene lamp from smelling like burnt cabbage when the wick is new? Yours faithfully, a concerned homemaker. Well, dear concerned homemaker, a new wick can indeed smell like an unfortunate union of cabbage and kerosene. Try soaking the wick in cold water before first use, and allow it a brief trial burn outside the parlor to season it. If the odor persists, consider adding a dash of patience and a faint hymn. Even the most well-bred lamp requires a moment to find its dignity.
We now return to our regularly scheduled chaos, already in progress. Join us for Act 3. These are the grains of our lives.
Act 3. An agreement is made. Sort of.
All right, troops. Back to the SHOA agenda. Sounds like we've got a full-scale complaint offensive on our hands. Stand down. One voice at a time, people. This isn't a barnyard radio. Mrs. Hopper, since you bravely led the bovine recovery mission, you have the floor. Make it brief and non-dairy.
I'd like Harrison's nursery sign moved 3 inches to the left. It's blocking the sunlight on my daisies.
Perhaps your daisies would thrive better with prayer than with petty measurements. But fine, if you take down your decorative flamingos, they invite sin and questionable taste.
Done.
Excellent teamwork. That's the fastest compromise we've had in a month.
Quick, someone write it down before she changes her mind.
Now, who's next to file a grievance before morale drops?
I hate to complain, but maybe we could institute a meditation circle and establish quiet hours for reflection or pretending like we like one another.
Meditation circle? Oh, I love that idea. I'll bring pie. Nothing clears the mind like sugar and denial.
Meditation. This isn't a retreat, it's an operation. We need action circles, not sitting circles.
If there is a circle, I insist it be prayer-based. Reflection without repentance is just napping with better posture.
You're all proving my point beautifully. Quiet hours might be the only way to survive this association.
Quiet hours? I can't even get quiet minutes with that windmill howling like a banshee every night.
I could suggest a few soothing elixirs, though I can't guarantee it won't smell worse than the squeaks themselves.
I'd trade all the squeaks in the world for a single afternoon without the smell of yesterday's pasture drifting indoors.
Well, if you aimed your windmill away from us instead of toward the houses, maybe it wouldn't be so powerful.
What? Any objections?
All clear on objections. Mission parameters acknowledged. Windmill redirection will be underway after this storm disperses.
Well, this is going quite well. Hopper gets the sign moved to save her daisies. Harrison doesn't have to stare at that sinful flamingo. The windmill will lose the squeaks and be used to get rid of the manure smell. Plus, we'll start a mandatory meditation circle every Thursday night. What's next?
I never agreed to that.
You never agreed to anything, Brother Anderson. If we declared oxygen mandatory, you'd hold your breath on principle.
I'll bring pie.
I may show up.
Not so fast. There remains one item on the agenda. Confirmation that surely heaven observes all shall stand as our blessed acronym.
Hallelujah.
Oh, let it go, Mrs. Reverend. If this meeting goes any longer, the cows aren't going to be the only thing that make a break for it.
Moo. If we can just agree on one definition, maybe we can all stop shouting.
I vote for Strategic Homestead Operations Agency.
More like Suffering Homesteaders of America.
Slightly Hazardous Occupational Alliance?
How about serve hot or a la mode?
Cheers to that!
And thus, peace was temporarily achieved, pending pie delivery. But tranquility never lasts long on the prairie, for the SHOA were not prepared for what was about to descend upon them. As crops disappear, hearts begin to grow. In the midst of a great grasshopper infestation, two star-crossed lovers from rival farms find themselves trapped together in a grain bin. But when the swarm clears, will Let's daughter and Anderson's son be in love? Or will betrayal buzz louder than passion? Tune in next time for These Are the Grains of Our Lives. Episode 2, Locust of Love. We'll return after one more word from our sponsors.
Looking to improve your quality of life without buying some gizmo from a travelling salesman who swears it'll change everything? Come on down to one of our York parks and recreation facilities, where our mission is simple. Enhance the quality of life through recreation programming, fitness opportunities, and outdoor exploration. We've got programs to keep the kids busy, fitness options to help adults remember they still have knees, and parks so lovely even Uncle Merle stops mid-rant to say, "If I'd known parks could look like this, I wouldn't have tried landscaping with a chainsaw." Whether you want to swim, skate, hike, lift, slide, or just watch Merle try to figure out a splash pad, York Parks and Recreation has you covered. York Parks and Recreation, enhancing life one awkward cannonball at a time.
York, listen up. The Chamber of Commerce keeps our local businesses thriving, our community connected, and our holiday spirit shining bright. Through leadership, promotion, and events that bring us together, the Chamber helps local businesses grow while keeping York full of holiday cheer. From trade shows to festive events, they make York sparkle all year long. Even Uncle Merle, who usually complains about glitter in his beard, has been spotted helping with holiday events, sampling local treats, and reluctantly admiring the downtown lights. York Chamber of Commerce, strengthening business, community, and Uncle Merle's patients one ornament at a time. Paid for in part by a grant from the York County Visitors Bureau.
Good citizens of York and Seward counties, step right up to the wireless wonder of the modern age, Cool Radio 103.5 FM, proudly part of the Nebraska Rural Radio Association. Tune into a station that brings you local news, wholesome entertainment, community happenings, and the kind of good company that'll brighten even the dustiest prairie morning. It's better than listening to Uncle Merle complain about the weather, and frankly far more accurate. Cool radio, because it's infinitely more entertaining than being subjected to Merle's rendition of Camptown races for the 87th time.
Good citizens of York, the Anna Bemis Palmer Museum invites you to wander through the wonders of our shared past, safely curated and lovingly displayed. Here, history springs to life through interactive exhibits, engaging programs, and stories told with the charm and occasional sass our ancestors surely intended. And yes, Uncle Merle is part of the tour, typically lurking nearby to offer facts we absolutely did not approve. Join us as we honor the past, entertain the present, and keep Merle from climbing onto the antique potato harvester. Again, the Anna Bemis Palmer Museum, where history awaits. But so does Merle, unfortunately.
Well, folks, that about wraps up today's airing of
These are the grains of our lives.
Episode 1, Sod and Sensibility. A big thank you to our generous sponsors, our supportive community, and anyone still trying to figure out if this was supposed to be educational or just mildly concerning. Your friends from the Anna Bemis Palmer Museum and Nebraska Rural Radio Association are signing off and sweeping up both the metaphorical straw and whatever that was the cow tracked in. Nothing caught on fire.
That was so good.
That concludes our show today. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Did it, are we back?
The station is back. The Carpenters are playing.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey. Excellent. Thank you guys for taking the time to come.
And to be carrying her boards.
That was
Yes.
so cool.
Yes, thank you very much.
Carrie wrote it
Oh,
all.
yeah. Carrie killed it. There's Carrie.
Jerry, you remind me of the
Sheldon, no wait.
army guy on Toy Story that comes.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm like watching Toy Story. This is awesome.
Morgan Freeman.
I don't know at what point my name fell